Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video on GT7. We're back with the latest 2 million credit guide to help you try and earn these credits as quickly and as easily as possible. Now for this week we are at Catalunya in the Mercedes AMG, as you can see there on screen. We're in the no chicane layout and we're on sports medium tyres with default setup, so there's no changing of tuning or anything like that, so you don't need to worry about anything like that. It's just get in the car and go. So if you do enjoy these videos and they help you out, feel free to give it a like, subscribe to the channel. We do these every single week to try and help out as many people as possible, so hopefully we can help you out. So if you want to enter this, go into sport mode in the top right hand corner, and from there you need to go into the online time trial section. Then once you click in there, you'll be greeted with two separate time trials. We have guides for both of these now on the channel, so if you're looking for the Le Mans one, we've got that on the channel also, so check that out to help you get the 2 million for that. But we're at this week, as you can see there, in the Mercedes AMG, and we are at Catalunya. Now my predicted goal time is going to be a 52.5. You're going to probably want to get below a 1 minute 52.5 because I don't think it's been pushed that aggressively yet at the front by the road car specialist. Now I just did a quick go on this morning, got myself into the top 10. Pretty happy to do a 50.7. There's definitely a lot more time on there, but you are able to chase my ghost, so you can load it up and follow my ghost and try and stay with it. Now let's get into this guide and try and help you get this lap time done as quickly as possible. Now remember, final corner, try and get a really strong exit from there. Now you can see I didn't quite get a best exit there. I lost quite a bit of time going into turn one, but we're going to be looking for the 200 board there on the left hand side, and we're going to brake short of that 200 board. Do not brake on it, brake a little bit before it and downshift the car. You can see I actually stay in fourth gear quite late. I'm not going to do this aggressive downshifting to slow the car down quicker. We're going to try and drive this properly, so down to fourth gear, then to third gear, and then we're going to hold third gear as we go over the curb. You can see there a little bit of trail braking in, and you want to get your right hand tyre over the green Astro here, so you really get the car rotating, and a little bit of power before we get to this next left hand corner. And again, you want to get your left hand tyre up onto the green Astro, and you can then put the power down and get a bit of rotation from that curb. Now we're going to accelerate up into this next right hand corner, and you can see here what you want to do is just try and hold the tight line. So you can see a dab of brake going in there to put the weight transfer onto the front of the car to keep it to the right hand side and keep it as narrow as possible. But as we put that power in, you can see now the power going in, the car is going to slowly start on the steering wide. So we're going to see I actually go into fifth gear here because it started to understeer a bit too much, probably lost me a bit of time, but it stops that understeer. And now we're working our way into the next braking zone, which we're going to brake just short of the overhead bridge there, the polyphonic bridge, quite a bit short of it actually, a lot shorter than what you do with other cars. That's because we're going quite fast, but we need to slow this car down. The brakes not quite as good as race cars on this car, so braking very early, and again you want to keep it very narrow to this apex. So down to third gear, be patient while it starts to rotate, and then once it starts to rotate, get on that power. Upshift to fourth gear quite early. You're going to see here a fourth gear upshift just to settle that car down so I can stay on the power. Now I use weak ABS for this, didn't try default because weak felt really nice, so stuck with that. You might want to try both. So again, very early on the brakes for this next left hand corner. You can see before we've even straightened the car up, we're on the brakes, going to the right hand side of the track, and then down to third gear, and then down to second gear for a bit of rotation as we enter the corner. You're going to see now, because we've done that, we're going to get a bit of rotation now, then back up to third gear for the power. So don't accelerate in second, use third gear for the acceleration phase, and just use as much of the track on the outside as possible just to stop that rear stepping out too much. Now stay in fourth gear because we don't want to short shift just before a braking zone, and you can see they're braking just before the end of the curb on the right hand side. Use that as a reference, it's a really good reference. And then again, downshift to third gear, and you're going to see the car start to rotate in here into the curb. You want to get this car turning in, left hand tyre up onto the curb, and then aggressively onto the throttle because you want to try and carry the speed up this hill. Just be cautious you don't slide wide, keep the left hand tyre on the curb. You can see the ghost I was chasing there was a bit of a scruffy lap, so I predict once the road car specialists come on this, you're going to see a massive improvement in the lap time. And again here, for this right hand corner, we're braking very early. Really fast right hand corner, but brake early, staying in fourth gear at the moment. You can go down to third, then back up to fourth to get a bit of rotation, but sometimes it can snap a little bit. So I'm playing it safe here, just keeping it in fourth gear, letting the car rotate, then back on the power. You can see feeding that power in, and then again using the full width of the track. As long as your right hand side doesn't go over the curb, you shouldn't get any sort of track invalidation there. Now into the next braking zone, we're using the 150 on the right hand side. You can see it there. We're going to use that as our braking reference. Braking before that though, you can see before the 150, and now slowing the car down. We're going to actually use first gear for a bit of rotation as we get closer to the corner. So slow the car down, keep the car to the right hand side, and then when you've slowed the car down enough, a little shift to first gear, then back up to third gear. Avoid second gear, because third gear will accelerate you nicely out this corner and give you nice momentum on the throttle. So using third gear to accelerate out, you can actually get your left hand tyre up onto the green Astro here. This is a little lift off the throttle there just to help the rotation. Get your left hand tyre up onto the green Astro, and then before the last red curb there on the left, you're going to pretty much dead level with that curb. You're going to get on the brakes. You can see there onto the brakes, almost in a straight line across. And now we want to keep this car very narrow to this apex. So you're not going to be too aggressive. This is all about patience. Feed off the throttle, let everything rotate without anything on, then slowly feed that throttle in. You can see I'm not going maximum throttle, we're just slowly feeding the throttle through, because if we go too aggressive, we're going to understeer wide. And now into these last two corners, you're going to turn in very early. You can see a dab of the brake here to start the rotation and get that weight to the front of the car so we can carry more speed, then trail braking off, and then using the green Astro, you can see here, all the way over the green Astro, left hand tyre just on the curb to stop yourself getting any sort of invalidated lap, and then attack on the throttle to the exit here, and then again use the full width of the track. Keep the car so it's middle line on that yellow sausage curb, so you're right in the middle, and then a dab of the brakes quite early here. You can see very early on the brakes, and then just let it trail brake off, and then just hold fourth gear. Now you can again use third gear for a bit of rotation there. When it works, it really does gain you time, but I played this lap very safe just to get improvement. I think the lap we did just before this was a 50.9, went straight out and did a 50.7, so a lot of time to gain still. I'm presuming the time will get well into the 40s here, 40.5, something like that at least. So that's why I've predicted the gold will be 1 minute 52.5. Now, as per usual, we're going to show you the lap again in chase camera with the kilometers now, so you can see it again. And we're going to point out some of the stuff that you can see a bit better from this angle. So again, you can see up onto the curbs, again up onto the left-hand curb there. And then again, from this angle, you can really see how we want to try and keep it narrow to the apex. But then you can see that the understeer will slowly creep in there. And I possibly could have kept it in fourth gear, but I decided to short shift to fifth just to maintain that grip. And then very early on the brakes for this corner. And again, you can see that little bit of rotation to try and keep it narrow to the apex. Try and keep as close to that curb as you can. The better you can do that, the faster your lap time will be. And then again, into this, braking very early before we've even got it over to the right hand side of the track. Use it second gear for rotation, then again third gear for the throttle. Again, use the curb on the right there, you can see, using all the available track. And then again into this fast chicane, braking very early, and then let the car hit the curb. But you want to be super aggressive on the throttle going up the hill to carry the momentum up this hill, and then into this fast right hand corner. You can see again, I played it very safe, tried to reduce too much sliding. Could have probably used third for a bit of extra rotation, then back up to fourth to really attack the exit. But yeah, played it quite safe there. And then again, 150 for the braking zone. And again, a little first gear shift here really helps with the rotation. You can see how it snaps that car into the apex. And then third gear for the exit, just to accelerate up. And then again, all about patience here. Just stay off the throttle, be patient, don't be too aggressive. The more patient you are, the more you'll actually be rewarded in that corner. And then again, very early turning for this corner so you can get it over the green Astro. You turn in before you think you would, so remember that into that corner. And then the final corner, again, patience, turn in, be careful you don't run wide on the exit. You can use that downshifting technique to get more rotation, but we played it very safe. 50.7, reasonable lap, definitely a lot of time for improvement in that. But yeah, I'm sure the gold will get very low this week when people start pushing this car around here and really finding time. So I do think you're going to need to get at least a 1 minute 52.5 at least. So yeah, aim to get that and you might get the gold. Hopefully see you for more of these videos in the future. Hit the like button, subscribe, and take care everyone.